Okay, so we're at a point now where we're ready to mount this and make the final wire connections. So we know all of this is sensor, and this is your positive and negative. We need to branch off 3 ways: eyes, mouth, and motor. And again, the mouth is not going to do a lot, it's just going to open up, stay open for the duration. I don't even know what the range of motion is yet on the mouth. I don't think it's a lot because of how we repaired the head. But what we're going to do is we're going to use these double wire. Again, don't know the proper name of them. We need 2 full ones, and then I got to see what end connects to the motor. So we're going to use these things that connect together. And we definitely need one for the mouth, one for the eyes. And then the motor already has the one that came with it, so I got to figure out, is it the male or female end? And then we'll take the hot and the ground, or the positive and negative, and connect it to all 3 of these, and then these will branch off. And it doesn't, doesn't need to be lettered or numbered to match anything, because it's just sending a 5-volt positive and negative to the eyes, mouth, and motor. So it doesn't matter which one you plug into which one. This is just hot juice. So maybe a little less complicated than how they come set up from the factory. So that's the next step. I think there might be one more part. This thing might be part 10, but then part 4 or 5 ago, we thought it was going to be like 6 parts. So who knows? This might reach out to part 11, 12. I don't know. It's, these videos are averaging about 45 minutes each, and I don't want to make them over 40. And a lot of it's boring stuff, soldering, and again, fast forward through it. We'll see. I have no clue. Like I said, like my disclaimer every time, I'm a total amateur, but my stuff works in the end when it's said and done. I think everybody's going to be happy, pleased, surprised with the werewolf when we see it running. I mean, I don't know ahead of time. This is where we're at right now. But I'm just confident in my abilities to do this. With all the mistakes and all the stupidity that's happened, it is going to work. And we'll see. I don't know how many parts we end up with. No freaking clue. So this is what we're going to do next. So as we have Mr. Wolfie partially set up here to get ready for final assembly, this is where his old box went. This is way too big. I think we're just going to mount it to this top one. I think we're going to drill 1 hole in the plastic box, put a bolt, nut and bolt through here. 1 bolt should be more than enough. And then again, here's the motor, and obviously eyes and mouth are up here somewhere. So that's where we're at right now. Let's go back to the table and solder some wires. So again, same old, same old. You don't want to be bored with soldering. Fast forward. Trying to decide where I want to make this cut. I think we'll just do it right there. No rhyme or reason. Like I said, I try. If I don't get back to any responses, please don't be offended. I did respond to a few questions, and I mean, one where somebody asked me a question about wiring, and I'm like, I don't know, I kind of didn't even understand the question, and I was like, again, guys, I'm an amateur. This is what works. You can ask me all the technical questions you want. you might be smarter than me. I can't answer them. It's like, this is what works. Positive to negative works. It's just, and just make the connection and live with it. And, asking me why I'm doing something, I might not be able to come back with a smart answer. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, I want to make sure I do all the ends the same. Put everything. I think we'll go with the male. Now we'll go with the female. We'll do the female ends connected to the box, and male ends the other way. So yeah, I mean, you ask a question, I don't give you a good enough answer, it's like, sorry. And again, if I don't get back, don't be offended, please. It's just, I don't got a lot of time. Should be doing chores around the house, not this crap. But hobbies have to take certain priority sometimes, I think. Again, boring. Hell, I don't even know if I'm, I know to keep my aim here, do all my work within these boxes. If I drift away from the camera sometimes, it's because I'm a crazy old man. Running out of things to say. I could just gibberish on, but sometimes best to remain silent. All right, so we're going to put all of our positives together, twist them together, and again, because everything is going to run off of 5 volts. It does not matter. That's why I said these will be able to plug into anything. Mouth, eyes, motor, does not matter. It's not going to cause any problems. The way they wire these things up from the factory, again, I don't know. They have all these smart people working on these computer boards. And maybe that's why they have to have a LMNOP and connections going a certain way. Maybe they have a step down or, to change the voltage for certain components. I don't know. This way, everything works off the same volts. Doesn't matter. All right. Let me find a shrink sleeve, heat shrink sleeve that will fit all of those wires. That's too small. That should work. And let me slide this up so I know I'm working in the camera, kind of, sort of. Oops, wrong way. My world famous technique for putting together 2 wires. Heat shrink on, wires twisted, magical scissors to hold it up, solder. Oh, there goes that one. Time to order. I got one left, but it's time to order a new one from Amazon. And I need my cheaters so I can see what the hell I'm doing. One good connection made. Heat shrink sleeve. Retwist wires because you messed it up. Make the conexiones. Totally botched this one up, but we'll just keep twisting. Just made a mess of it. These freaking ends that they tin themselves sometimes cause me problems. Now I'm going to go through hell looking for my snips because I never have time to organize my desk. Alright. As we say, good enough for government work, especially today's government. Alright. I think we're cooking in hot grease. So I think today's goal will be make this wire harness, mount the box, test at least the box. And then I believe this is part 9. And then I think part 10 will be the final assembly and my final thoughts and maybe like my introduction of myself, who I am, what I do, a little more about me, and hopefully this damn channel will grow. And if not, we'll see how things work and how far we take it. All right. So now we have power to our mouth, eyes, and motor right there. And I think that's good. So next thing is I'm going to drill a hole dead center right here and mount this sucker on the frame. So I took my drill to school, but we had to fix some flagpoles and stuff, and I left it there. So now I got to go to my shed and get my other drill. So let me go do that, and in the blink of an eye for you, we'll be right back. All right, we got our stainless steel marine grade bolt. Tell me they're going to use one like this from the factory. A stainless steel marine grade, baby. Nope, they sure ain't. Let's find the right size drill bit. I'm estimating that one will be pretty darn good. And let's commence a customizing. All right. Get my block of wood. Ay, ay, ay. Things are falling everywhere, man. Measurement, dead center. Little country measuring here. Just a good estimate. All right. Trying to get in the habit of putting stuff away right away, so I won't have as big a slop pen as I have right now. All right. I'm gonna vacuum this stuff up, guys, on camera, live. Why not? I like this little mat off of Amazon. Makes me feel professional. Gives me a good aiming point. Try to stay within that block, so I know I'm okay. So that I know I'm in camera all the time. Okay, here we go. A little bit of noise. Yeah, how many other channels give you that, man? Huh? Them showing you. Okay, yeah, that'll work. All right. So now we're gonna go mount this to the frame, and then we're gonna screw this back on while it's on the frame. Make the speaker connection, because you can't screw this on and, you know, do the work that way. So one of the negatives, I think, but it is what it is, man, in the world of customizing. All right, let's move the camera to the other section of the unfinished cabin. Again, you're gonna have to forgive the mess like always. This is a unfinished cabin. I wanted to move into here because I have more room. And then I'm out of the house and not bothering my wife, so let's move. All right, so here we are on the other end of the cabin, which is only about 16 feet away. So we're just gonna put the screw through here, and I was gonna say I didn't even measure to see if that screw would fit through that hole. It did. Thanks you very much. And I was thinking about maybe putting another hole here, so I have 2 anchor points. I will probably do that later. For the purposes of this video, I just want to finish this and get this sucker going, man. I mean, my videos are about a week or 2 behind, so you guys are probably watching, well, maybe not, I don't know. You guys are already watching part 8, so this is part 9. It'll be released next week for you, which will be this week for you, but it's next week for me. I just want to crank it down a little tighter. I don't have the tools that I need to fully crank it, but it's on there good and tight. It's set, baby. All right, so we get the back end. And let's mount the back end now, the back side. And I'm gonna make the speaker connection. Make sure I got everything the right way. It's gonna be very heartbreaking if the sound and the motor doesn't work. All right, and this is going to be a pain in the butt. So we'll make it work one way or another. How many of y'all about a month ago didn't think we'd ever reach this spot? Like, that idiot don't know what he's doing. He keeps messing things up and doing this and doing that. And guilty, yes. Just like that. All right, let me block the camera view. Well, try not to block the camera view. Have you guys ever tried using your left hand if you're right-handed to screws in? It sucks. I have no opposite force on anything I'm doing here, like force from behind pushing, so you can do stuff like this. All right, come on, man. Duh, don't screw up there. That's that Alzheimer's kicking in, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, I don't know what you think or feel, but I'm looking at this sucker saying, you know, a month ago when I bought this, over a month ago, when we started this channel and this video, this baby did not have a box. Now it does. So, I think we can do our first test right now, guys. We really can. All right. We can test the motor. I think that's our sensor. Yeah, there we go. There's the wire. So, like I said, any one of these will work. I'm gonna put it in the front here. So, let's do our first test, man. I'm actually now I'm kind of excited, you know. Like, I didn't really think about doing a first test already. All right, let's get the power. We have an outlet right here. Let's plug this baby in and see what happens, man. I am so freaking excited right now, because we are going to do our first test. This will be an upper body rotation / motor test. Oh boy, man. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for this, man? Unbelievable. We're going to switch this baby on in a second. We should have sound, and we should have upper body swaying motion. The first test, the first real big test. Will it fail? Will it do something? Ladies and gentlemen, our first test of actual prop motion in the working sensor motor, blah, 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 blah. All freaking right, baby. How many of y'all out there doubted me? Man, that I just barely moved and it went off. All right, we can call that a highly successful test. Let's move on. All right, so now we got to make simple leads to the mouth and eyes. I'll cut these old ends off. All right, and attach them to this. Again, very simple, but you don't want to watch it. Fast forward for the people who want to watch it. Thank you. Simple soldering. I get it. Boring. You can see it. A lot of different places. Let me get my tool to hold it up. My soldering support tool. All right. Again, we figured out that any buzzing sound is the air conditioner, except right now I think cicadas are outside, or sun's outside buzzing. And it just stopped. So if you heard a little or sound, that was whatever insect. All right, we don't got to worry about shrink sleeve, heat sleeve, whatever the hell they're called yet, because since we have an open end, we can just slide it on up. I just don't know if this is hot enough yet or not. I'm so sick and tired of these little ends, man. Like, you know, when they tin the ends and it's stiff and it doesn't cooperate, it kind of sticks up a little bit and just, you know, as I try to be professional and try to do things, even though I don't fix these for other people, I fix them for myself. Still kind of want it to look professional, you know. So anyway, the bug is buzzing again, so now my solar fan for my inverter or solar charger just kicked in. I guess, you know, we're gonna always have some kind of background noise. Hopefully, I do have my mic turned down, and I hope it doesn't pick up as much of breathing anymore. I know the breathing bothers me. I don't know if it bothers you all, but it bothers me a lot. I really hate that. All right, so one for the eyes or mouth, and we'll get another set going. We might as well slide our shrink tubing on here and cover up our bare wires. And again, boring but necessary. This was an awesome tip, again, that I learned on YouTube. I don't remember who or from who, but it works freaking awesomely. It does gunk up your side of your soldering iron, but you know, it's price you pay for a nice, easy. Ooh. All right. See if I can do that without burning myself. There we go. Get it going a little bit there. Shit, was that the same from the same tube? Yes, it was. All right, one wire down, one more to go. I mean, guys, it's just the same thing again. I'm just going to use green and white because I ran out of red and black of my cheap Chinese wire, which I almost ordered this brand. And you know, guys, I looked at my expensive Altex wire, and it was tin. It was the same wire, tin covered copper, like this. It was more expensive, still made in China, and it's not as flexible. This is flexible. That one was a lot stiffer. It's flexible, it's a lot stiffer. I'm thinking I'm gonna just keep ordering this because it is way less money. All of it's made in China, and this is more flexible. So I don't know. You know, What do you do, man? All right, we are going to solder a resistor for the eyes, for the LED eyes, because every time I make one of my custom boxes and put it on a animatronic that didn't have a box, or the box was destroyed, and I rewired it the way we did it with the box we just made, we always burn the eyes out. They always get burned out. And if I don't do it with the LEDs I have, the eyes get burned out. So I learned initially that there are people on YouTube that said, you don't need a resistor for LEDs. I'm finding that to be false, especially when you're working with 5+ volts. So I use resistors now. All right, and we'll show you that later. I'm gonna go ahead and make the other wire set, and then maybe I'll come back and show you the resistor pack that I have and how I don't know which one to select. I just pick the ones that work the best, and just go with it. So again, total freaking amateur. All right, we'll come back in the blink of an eye for you guys.